one of the things that I learned very quickly just by literally interviewing women was that women weren't reaching the big O. I think that there's a lie going around of this freedom, because the more men that you actually are intimate with, the less satisfied you are.
And to be honest with you, we speaking from experience. We had to go through so many different roadblocks, all the baggage that we carried in, especially myself, having a higher number and all that. It's just not worth it. We're deceived thinking that our best intimacy is going to be outside of marriage. Right?
Sleep.
Like we're sleeping.
Look, I feel it in my spirit that you are coming up with, well, I talked to so-and-so and she married or he married and they didn't really enjoy intimacy. Let me tell y'all something that I have found out about women. We be lying.
This is an Iwegbus production.
Period.
You sent me a clip. This was of Ruslan. If you don't know who Ruslan KDN, Ruslan is very well known in the Christian hip hop industry as far as his YouTube channel and also his music too, man. And so he's been diving into a lot of these mainstream platforms and really bringing the gospel in some of the most some of the biggest cultural topics. And one was talking about sex in marriage versus sex outside of marriage. Right. This clip is the one that you sent me. I want you guys to check this out. We got some words for it.
The freedom inside of a covenantal relationship to try things and to explore and to do things that if you're out here and you're raw dogging it, you don't know who has what and all the stipulations that go into that life, there's a freedom you have, there's a protection you have, there's a trust that you have in a relationship where it's just you and the other person.
And that's why I do think that the sexual revolution has overall been probably negative for most women, because the truth is that as a man, you can have sex with any woman and, bust it in 5-10 minutes and you're good, you just had a good time. Whereas for a woman, realistically, the first time you have sex with a guy, you have like an infinitesimal percentage chance that you're gonna, and then you're realistically only gonna end up having positive experiences by sleeping with the same guy over and over and really learning how to connect with him.
It's called marriage.
Wow. So they kept it real raw.
For sure.
You understand? Like dudes, they say out here raw dog, and I'm like, okay, Ruslan, you gonna keep it 1,000 out here?
Just so trifling.
And it really is. But to be honest with you, that's really what's going on. People can talk protection. Most time that ain't
I wonder
right.
what the sale like.
That's not what's happening.
I wonder how the sales on condoms are right now.
They're pretty low. I remember growing up, we had all the time commercials running for condoms. Yeah. I remember seeing Trojan, all that. Like it was.
Yeah, I ain't seeing that no more.
Yeah, we don't see no none.
Yeah, like I wonder what the sales are. I'm gonna look that up. Like, what's the sales on condoms?
Like, they probably like, man, y'all not using them anyway.
Y'all not using them. We not making no more. we ain't about to invest in this. Y'all not y'all raw dogging. But what did you think about what you saw there and what he was saying? Do you agree with it? Disagree? Something that I love talking about. This is gonna sound crazy. Look, we grown, y'all, so we about to talk.
Hide your kids.
Hide your kids. We're about to talk. But one thing that I started discovering as a young wife, so when I first got married, is that women were not experiencing, what's the word that I can use on here?
I guess the best intimacy.
So one of the things that I learned very quickly just by literally interviewing women that I know and love, and and people, even just hearing women in general, was that women weren't reaching the big O. And I think that there's a lie going around of this freedom, because the more men that you actually are intimate with, the less satisfied you are. So there's this thing that's going around like, dark femininity and, free in my sexuality. And it's like the more men that you have, especially if you desire one day after you get done running through thousands of bodies, if you desire one day to get married, you are going to have a very hard time being satisfied. The more private areas you have to compare to, the less difficult it will be for you to reach that. And I have talked to women that have not had that many bodies and have been with their husband for a while, and they're not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just imagine how much harder it is. And so it's so crazy how the other guy, not Ruslan, the other, I guess the host of the show.
I think His name is Adam22. Y'all maybe could correct me on that, but it's Adam22, and that's the Whatever podcast.
Yeah, it was funny how he was saying, like, he was breaking down, like, well, basically, when you're with one guy, that's when you can actually start enjoying intimacy. And Ruslan's, yeah, it's called, or the girl said, yeah, it's called marriage.
Real
and it's
talk.
like, this is the thing where we are trying to like nail and knock in people's head, especially, and it's sad that we even have to have these conversations within Christians. Like, we have to have these stop and talk conversations with believers that read the same word that we have, that are freely giving themselves away and just praying that grace will cover it all. And it's like, yes, grace will cover your soul being saved. Grace will keep you in heaven. Grace will keep you from the fiery pits of hell. Grace will keep you in a lot of ways, but there are consequences that still come. Yeah. If I raw dog a bunch of men, yeah, the Lord forgives me, but I might have had a few STDs. I might have had a few, little scary moments. Might get pregnant by somebody. Like, there are consequences that come along with that. And so I think it's dope that someone, I don't know the man's life if he's saved or not. So I can't even speak. But the other guy, what you say?
I don't think he is.
Adam22?
Yeah, I don't think he is.
Yeah, so like, we got somebody who's not saved that's saying, hey, ladies, you might not want to be out here. Like that's what the moral of the story I got. Like, hey, if you want to enjoy intimacy, you might want to actually be with one person. Yeah. So we have the world speaking about this now. Sure. We have the world coming out as, and that's why, just to my ladies that be hearing from the hot girls, the city girls, all of that, deep down in the pit of their soul, these women want to be married. These women want to settle down. These women want to be in love. These women most likely want to be mothers. And you don't want to have to look back and something's on Pornhub or Cornhub. Something's on the online. Okay, let's say there's no evidence outwardly or physically, but you have so much PTSD from past relationships. You are holding on past issues from the other man. So you got a new man and you comparing him and holding him up to things he's never done because you've had so many people. And I think that we take lightly the tear on our soul when we are intimate with other people. Now that I am married, I'm like, intimacy is a big freaking deal. And to casually give it out is not only tearing on the soul, tearing on the spirit emotionally and mentally, especially for women, but men too. That's the spiritual side. But like, baby, you are getting further and further away from actually being able to be pleased by one man. Yeah,
and you're really putting roadblocks in the way of you and who God has for your husband. Yeah. Because you can't just jump right into the honeymoon phase of intimacy. No. You're not able to, because what's going to happen is, even for some that was doing it before they got married, right? Now, once you get to this marriage, I just don't know what it is. It's spiritual warfare. That's what it is. It's the enemy coming against marriage. And what happens is, as soon as you get there and you think, okay, cool, we honeymoon, we about to really be at, because now we married. Oh no, now all those other things start to come and haunt you. And to be honest with you, we speaking from experience. We had to go through so many different roadblocks of just all the baggage that we carried in, especially myself having a higher number and all that. It's just not worth it. And so I love that they're on there. They're speaking about it. They're talking about the intimacy thing. One of the biggest things too is it's this, we're deceived thinking that our best intimacy is going to be outside of marriage, right?
Sleep.
Like, we're sleeping.
Sleep.
Now, I don't know who you've been talking to. Maybe you talking to some people that go to church on Sunday, but they live another way throughout the week. Yeah. But I'm talking about, when I talk to those who are really devout believers, okay, that are really, really locked in there with the Lord, they don't maybe give me specifics, but they're really loving their intimacy when it comes down to it. When they're loving it.
Didn't Chip Ingram say him and his wife intimacy is better?
He said better as they got old. I'm like, man, I want that, because I know Chip is dang near probably 70. Like, he's 60 something years old when it comes to it, man. Listen, preserve yourself. Don't put so many roadblocks in front. It will get better. I will tell you, just as far as us, once we really got past a lot of just mess, man, it's been divine.
Ooh, yes. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just thought about something. And this is just for the people that's getting, I feel it in my spirit that you are coming up with, well, I talked to so-and-so and she married or he married and they didn't really enjoy intimacy. Let me tell y'all something that I have found out about women. We be lying. We don't tell the truth in the bedroom. We do not ask our husbands to go to a specific spot. We don't teach. We just pretend, cap, yell, scream like we're having the best time of our life and ain't had the big O in a decade. Don't talk to that wife.
For real.
Don't ask her how her intimacy is in marriage. Yeah. She's capping. She's not even like there are women that can't even be free and be a freak with a husband. Like there are people that are shut off from that and they're just on their back just. So you don't want to talk to them. Talk to people that actually, first and foremost, actually like each other.
Yes.
Actually are friends. They kick it. You see them laughing. You see them giggling. You see them doing life together. You see them partnering together. Also, make sure that they love the Lord. For real. And then a third thing that is super, super important is honesty. Like we've had do you like when I do this? Do I need to do something like this a little bit more? Do you want me to go backwards? How do you want this done? Like we've had very raw, specific, conversations that have led us to perfect, like literally we have perfected pleasing one another. Yes. So you want to talk to people that have those scenarios. Don't talk to people that the husband halfway out, he watching corn on the low. She dry and boring. Like, don't ask them. No, talk to the people that really love God, love each other, rock with each other, honest, how intimacy is. Because I couldn't even imagine having to teach somebody, a new person every time. Yeah. You wouldn't even have time to teach.
Yeah, and that's what happens in singleness though, babe. They don't have time to teach. They're trying to perform so much. It's so women, they're not being pleased and they don't want to hurt the guy's feelings. They don't want to hurt his ego. So they performing like, I can't. Like, definitely. No, you didn't.
You definitely did.
But you're wanting, you don't want him to, his ego to be hurt. Because what'll happen with men, our ego get hurt and be like, all right, cool, I'm going to go to Sally. And Sally going to lie to him. For sure. Sally going to be like, oh, yeah, you be doing that all just right. You put it down. A lot of times women are just going by because they like, man, I'm trying to get that ring. Game, okay? I'm trying to stay in the game because I know somebody down the street, the stripper that he meets, at the club, she gonna go back and she gonna make it like it was the best thing ever. She gonna lie to him and he'll believe the lie and he'll go further with her than he actually is gonna go with me. So a lot of times women are scared of that because men can't handle the truth. Period. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's a good bar right there. Yeah. Women lie because men can't handle the truth.
Women lie because men can't handle the truth. Because I'll tell you, we've talked about this, like when we first had that conversation, it was within marriage, okay? Yeah. This probably is a conversation that would not have happened had we not gotten married, definitely okay? Not. She wouldn't have been able to keep it this 1,000 with me, but she like, listen, I'm gonna be a lifetime with you. Hey, you need to step it up in this area. Hurt me, crumbled me.
It did. Every time you say that,
it did. It hurt. I hurt my ego big time because think about it. I've been with so many people. Yeah. Nobody ever told me that before. Yeah. Nobody's ever actually said that to me. And I'm like, dang, what the heck? And the first thing in your ego is like, well, shoot, so-and-so. But I'm like, okay, this is my wife. Let me think about this. All right.
But I turned you up, didn't I?
Oh, yes, you did. Like, I believe the Lord has given me everything in levels. Yeah. God really protects his own.
For sure.
He really does. He gives you things. He doesn't give it to you when you're not ready. And so that's what I love about him is because even when I think about in many different areas of my life, when it comes down to the type of jobs I've had and the type of place I'm living in and all that, I'm like, man, if I would have had that back in my early 20s, man, I would have been lit. Everybody, like, I would have been a man. But it's like, no, I couldn't have gave you that. You would have acted a daggone fool. You probably would have had STDs. You probably would have had way more kids than what you got now out of wedlock. Like, you would have had all of that. But I got to the marriage stage, and once I listened to you, oh, man, I went all the way up. And just for anybody in any situation, there's some breaking down that has to happen before you're built back up. So, men, I challenge you. And I'm sorry, I just want to say this also doesn't mean that you are bad
it means that you're probably doing what you did on the past woman to this woman. Yeah. I just want to put that out there because a lot of times, like, it's hard for y'all ego, but it's like, no, it's just like, this is how you do me. Yep. Just want to say that.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. And that's where men think, okay, I'm this with this one, so it's going to be the same on this one. It's like, no, she's a whole different program, homie. Yeah. And so anything you're going to be great at, man, there's some breaking down that has to happen in any part of your life that you're going to be great, okay? Yeah. What they say when you're working out is tearing the muscle down before you can build it back up. Yep. That's the same thing with the intimacy. So I challenge men to say, go to your wife and say, babe, keep it 1,000 with me. And we learned this from some old pastors of ours, safety circle. Like, you got safety circle, meaning that you can't rebuttal whatever it is that she says. Hey, listen, tell me straight up, honestly, safety circle, don't, I have no rebuttal. How am I doing in the bedroom? Tell me, are you actually having an orgasm each and every time? Like, what can I get better at? What's your fantasy? I want to fulfill all of that. Like, when I be talking to you, I'll be like, listen, I'll be like, hey,
you talking to me right now?
Hey, I'll be telling you, like, hey, God takes me early. I want to fulfill all the things. I know. So you'll be like, oh, dang. Now
y'all, he must have came in the room one day and said, tell me all your fantasies so I can do them.
Yep. I want to do it all. I don't want you, when you leave and you get remarried and all that. Like, no, I want to know I did every single thing that you could ever dream of, think of, imagine in your mind.
That's
so it was tough but that's what I loved about you when I first met you. Was like, I said, if I get with this woman, she don't hold no punches. Now that also could be bad for somebody like me I'm words of affirmation, so words can really hurt me really, really, really bad. But I'm one of those people too who I don't like to live a lie. If you're not happy in whatever way it is, keep it 1,000. I want to know, what do I need to fix? How do we need to go about this? Do we need to go to counseling? What do we have to do to make this better? So yeah, I just believe that what they were saying on that clip is, listen, you really won't get to your full impact of intimacy really until you're in marriage, or for some, they've gone into this, they don't believe in marriage or whatever. They've been with the same person for long amounts of time. So yeah, they have gotten some of that, but I believe it's something divine about when the Lord is within that. Like I told you before, I think I said it last night. I ain't gonna lie. It just is what it is. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Okay. We told y'all shouldn't have came pillow talking with the Iwegbus. This is what we do. Straight up. It is what it is. I ain't gonna tell y'all details, but I'm gonna tell you this. I ended that. We ended that, and I was like, "That was divine." Like, if you really if you really doing it God's way, you would say. Sometimes you'll get done and you'll be like, "Man, I think he had to be in the midst of this. Holy Spirit was in." They said the marriage bed is undefiled. Oh yes, that is so true. He was in the midst of this, man. I want so strongly for y'all to actually get that. Yeah. So any of y'all that's single, you women, you men, don't believe the lie. Marriage is so fire. Marriage is so dope. Intimacy, there's still people I've heard people talking about, I'm sorry, I'm going a little long, but I heard people talking about they ain't did it in months and all that mess. Listen, whatever works for you works for you. Some people, that's okay. Yeah. But I'm like, that ain't us. Even when we doing bad. Mm-hmm. We ain't going months. Nah. We barely gonna go over a week.
Probably spaz.
Yeah. Like, again, what works for you works for you. I'm not saying this is different for different people. But man, don't let nobody trick you out of getting what God has for you when it comes to intimacy. And I believe the best intimacy is in marriage, like they said. So
yeah. Y'all let us know.
Yeah.
I think that's
what do y'all think, man? I want to hear from y'all married people. Speak up in the chat.
Yes.
Tell these single people, man.
Happy married people,
man. Like, jump in there. I'm not trying to just push y'all before y'all ready, but man, once y'all done really found y'all relationship with Christ, and y'all found y'all calling and what God has called y'all to, man, find the right person, man, and enjoy all aspects of marriage, man. So let us know down there in the chat. I want to know what y'all think below. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content.
Yes.
Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Iwegbus. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.